Yeah. So we discussed about monitoring and ticketing tools, right? So today we will discuss about EC2 instance. So I already told you, right? Did you created the account, guys? Kiran, Sandeep, Kiran,
No,
Sandeep. Yeah, yeah.
no,
Did you create it?
no, no, bro.
Yeah, you
No,
guys
no.
can create it.
Actually,
Yeah,
okay, sure. Today I will.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's simple. It's the same like how we are signing up for Facebook or WhatsApp, same like, but it is asking the credit card details or debit card details, and it will credit 2 rupees again, then it will debit it again. So but we need a 2 rupees to, it's a free account, guys, free tier account. So I will show you today how we are using the free tier account. Okay. So I already discussed this, guys. So AWS provides a services. So what we are seeing in the manual, the data center, they created as a, they create predefined, they created as a service and released as a service. For example, EC2, VM is nothing but a EC2 service, compute is nothing but a EC2 service, storage services, networking services, and database services. So these are the services. So the history, and I already discussed this one, right? So we already so this is the data structure, availability zones, edge points. So we already discussed this one, right? Today we are discussing about the how to launch a EC2 instance, right? So you already know the characteristics of the cloud computing. So everything you already know, right? So what are the core services, foundational services, right? So introduction to AWS. AWS also done, right? Regions, availability zone, certifications. So I already discussed about the certifications now, right? Certifications. Yeah, we'll discuss today. I think no, 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 no. I already discussed about the certification. Yeah. So AWS certifications, those are two types of certifications. One is associative level, the other one is professional level. So what is associative level certifications? AWS certified solution architect, AWS certified developer associative. It's a, it's like a beginner or a intermediate. So you want a something like a, so professional is something like I'm expert on this Linux. So that is like a professional. So I'm just, I know the Linux is nothing but a, so it's a beginner level. The associative level is nothing but a AWS certified solution architect associative. So AWS certified developer, they are created the certifications for developer as well as the administrators also. Oh yes. So developers also having the certifications, that is AWS certified developer associative and AWS certified solution architect. What is solution architect? For example, a client come into the picture. So they asked a one requirement. One requirement, you need to create a website. right? So website development will be taken care by the developer. So developer and team leads, who manages the developers? Team lead manages the developer. So who manages the team leads? Manager manages the team leads. Who manages the managers? Director manages the managers. Who manages the director? CTO or COO. Who manages the CTO? CEO. Right now, understood. So these are the hierarchy of the. Some people are going from the manager level. Some people are going from the architect level. So for example, I am a AWS solution architect. So I am equal to manager. But I am not going to that way, manager way. I am going to a purely technical way. I am going to technical way. So right, I am not a manager. I don't have a something like some point of view time. So manager, so will not expose the all the knowledges, but the architect will know everything, right? So I know how the application architect will goes and how the underlying infra architect also. Now you understood something like, so there are two ways: developer, so developer, team lead, manager, architect. So something like application architect, my brother is application architect. He is move into the architect side. I am a solution architect. So I move into the solution side. He is in the application side. So I am the solution side. He is application side. So he knows how to build a application. He will decide. So what are the components need to take it and create the application. For example, developer perspective, the developer perspective. So developer perspective. So something like what are the resources available, freely resources available. So we will take that resources and build the application. So what are the vulnerabilities we'll face? What are the issues we'll face while taking the open source, right? So he will analyze it and he will decide. So how we can go to develop application? Either we want to go either Java or PHP based on the budgets, based on the requirements. It's a small scale or large scale. It's a small scale application, large scale application, right? So whatever it may be. Guys, understood? So now you understood the application architect and manager level. So right? Yeah. So AWS certified solution architect associate to AWS certified developer associate to AWS certified SysOps system operations administrator associate to. So what is the professional level? This is the associate level is nothing but a beginner level. So what is the professional level? Professional level means he know each and everything. You know each and everything. Something like AWS certified solution architect professional, AWS certified DevOps engineer professional. So looks like looks like so I am a AWS certified solution architect associate. I know only beginner level of the AWS. So if I did the professional, I am a proficient at cloud, the AWS. So something like you see, I am a Red Hat certified system administrator. I know so this is the beginner level. So this is the expert level. I am a Red Hat certified engineer. So I am an expert in the Linux. Okay, this is the beginner and this is the expert. So I'm also I am a certified Kubernetes administrator. Yeah, so this is a more expensive. I took $400 to write the exam to get the voucher to $400. Right? So if you want to write AWS certified solution architect, it will be chargeable of $150. So if you want to write a Red Hat certified engineer, so at that time 2013, I spent 30,000 for writing the Red Hat and so the both exams. So this is ITIL. I already told you, right? Production and non-production. When production comes into the picture, the ITIL comes into the picture. Production, it's a change management team. So is there any issue, problem, change management team, right? So the ITIL certified. I did. So this is a lifetime certified. Once you write it, it will not expire. But these certifications will expire every 3 hours, every 3 years. So you need to write it. You need to write it the advanced levels. So this will not expire. Okay. So if you did the certifications, your resume weightage will be more than the others. Okay. Because of you are a certified professional. So you know these things. You are a AWS certified, you are a Red Hat certified, you are a Kubernetes certified, you are a change management certified. So the perspective of the people thinking he is a well-known person on that others, and he will know that the knowledge of the he has a more knowledge rather than the other people who are not done the certifications. Okay. So that professional level is nothing but AWS certified solution architect professional, AWS certified DevOps engineer professional. Okay. So this is the perspective of a solution architect. This is the perspective of a developer. This is the perspective of SysOps administrator. So SysOps, now you cleared about the certifications. Okay. You are also trying to do any certification. Okay. So your resume will be weightage if you have the certifications. Okay. So today what we will discuss the module elastic cloud computing. What is naming call it as EC2? Elastic compute cloud. Okay. So what is that? ECC, nothing but a EC2. Now you understood what is EC2? EC2 is nothing but a elastic compute cloud. Elastic compute cloud. So what we are discussing today, we are discussing about the elastic compute cloud. Yep, guys. What this is? This is a data center. Data center are on premise. Data center or on premise. On premise, data center or on premise. So here we want to build a one VM. So we want to build a one virtual machine. So what needs to be done? So everything we need to purchase the physical server. Then we will keep it in the data center. Then we will install the CentOS. So we need to install if you want a database, we need to install the database. If we want to install the Tomcat Java, we need to install the Tomcat Java. So everything will be manually. Everything will manually. And if you want a developer wants a server, so how much time it will take to give it to the developer? Server. So developer is asking something like I need a one dev server. So infra engineer who are a Linux administrator or cloud engineer or whatever it may be. So they will building guys. Please listen the words terminology. Building server server decommission. What is that? Server building server decommission. So server building is nothing but a newly built server. We need to build a one server. New server is nothing but a build. Either build or provision. What is the terminology? Building or provisioning. So if you want to create a new server, the terminology call it as a provision building. So if you want to delete from the data center, the server we want to remove from the data center, the terminology call it as a decommission. Server decommission. Guys, so what is that? Server building, server decommission. Okay. So this is the manual approach. So this is the manual approach. So if you want to give a server to a developer, it will take almost 15 to 30 days. 15 to 30 days to provide a server to a developer. But compared to so this is the cloud. So here also, for example, this is the virtualization. So first we need to create the virtualization, OVM. Then we will install the OSS. Okay. So here also it will take around something like 30 minutes. 30 minutes or 30 minutes or 1 hour. So right, we need to install the OS manually. You already done the OVM, right? Oracle Virtual. You install the Oracle Virtual Machine and you install the OS. It will take 1 hour. It will take at least 1 hour to build the server, right? In so in data center, in cloud environment, how much time it will take? Hardly, for example, hardly how much time? 5 minutes. Why it is taking only 5 minutes? Why it is taking 1 hour time here? Guys, think it. So why it is taking here 1 hour? Why it is taking here 1 minute or 5 minutes? So if you see From physical to virtualization, it reduces the almost time. From virtualization to cloud, it will reduces the almost 5 minutes. Class right? So it will reduce the 5 minutes. Why? So we need to know, right? Why it is taking. So you know here. So 15 days first we need to, it's already built the VM. So it will take a 5 minutes, 1 hour time to build the server. Here you know, that is. So right, not a application. So that it's a predefined environment. It already defined it. It's already defined the data center and build the VMs. Just one click, you select the requirement and just one click, it will just open up. It's a template. It's already installed predefined environment. Predefined, everything is predefined. It templates already predefined. It will take 5 minutes to it will take 5 minutes to give the servers, build the servers, provision the servers, right? So guys, think you already know here, but here why it is giving within 5 minutes. So why it is building, why it is provisioning within 5 minutes. How? So because of it's a predefined environment. Sandeep and Kiran. It's a predefined environment. It's a predefined environment. Already data center. It's a predefined environment. A data center also build that one. Just one click, it will start the OS. It will start the OS. It will give the OS, right? So that's the reason why cloud is popular. This is the one of the region. This is the one of the reason. Guys, understood? So now you got it. The how we can. So why it is taking less time while doing the physical, while doing the virtualization, while doing the cloud. Now you got it the point. Okay. Next, so what are the options you provided while installing the OS and the VM virtual machine? So what are the options you provided? Okay. So what are the options you provided? For example, this is our, so this is our virtual machine. What this is? So you already installed the OVM. So what are the options you are selecting? So to build a server. What is that, guys? To build a VM or virtual machine. Okay, to build a virtual machine. So what are the options you are selecting, guys? First you are selecting a, tell me. So virtual machine. Here is our virtual machine. For example, I want a new virtual machine. So what are the options you are selecting? Name, hardware, then hard disk. Okay. So what are the options? Hardware, storage, network. So what are the options? So name, hardware, storage, network, right? What is that? Name, storage network. Name. What is that? Resources. So what are the resources you are providing? Something like CPU and RAM. So CPU resources, name, CPU resources, then storage and storage. In the storage, what you are providing? You are taking the 20 GB of storage and you provided a, while installing the voice, what you need to provide? Storage you are selecting, and if you want, uh, add We added a hard disk. Storage is nothing but a hard disk. Next, only storage we added in the storage environment. So what you are adding in the storage environment? Hard disk and yes, ISO. Very good. So what is that? ISO. Here, ISO, ISO, ISO. Next, what is that? Network. Right? So we are providing these many options if you want to deploy, if you want to build a server in the virtual machine. So virtual machine. Guys, understood? Yep. Yeah. So what are the options we need to select if you want to install a, what is the service, guys? EC2, Elastic Compute Cloud is nothing but a EC2 instance. What we are building? We are building the EC2 instance. What is EC2 instance? EC2 instance is nothing but a VM. What is that? Virtual machine. So in AWS we call it as a instance. In AWS I already provided, right, yesterday. Yeah. So in AWS compute. So Elastic Compute Cloud. So in AWS we call it as a EC2 instance. A VM is nothing but a EC2 instance. In Azure we call it as a virtual machine. In GCP we call it as a compute engine. OCI we call it as a compute instances. Okay. So what we are calling in the AWS? EC2 instance. What is EC2 instance? A EC2 instance is nothing but a virtual machine. EC2 instance is nothing but a virtual machine. So if you want to build a virtual machine or a virtual machine or instance on the AWS, what are the options we need to select? Right? If you want to build or provision the server or a instance, if you want to build provision the instance, what are the options? So we need to select on the AWS console. Right? So what are the options we need to select? Let's see. What are the options? You know, so you know the how to build a OS in the data center in that. So how to build a EC2 instance? What we call it as a, guys, please listen careful. Instance, EC2 instance. So what are the options we need to select? What are the options we need to select? So this is, so finally this is linked to, guys. So finally this is linked to data center only. Okay. So finally this is linked to data center only. Okay. So if you select the options, immediately we'll get the instances because of it's a predefined environment. So predefined environment. Guys, comparison. If you know the comparison, it will be very easy, right? So here you are providing everything manually. So what are the options we need to select if you want to build a EC2 instance? Nothing but a VM. Okay, so Elastic Compute Cloud. Now you understood. Elastic Compute Cloud is nothing but we are providing the a virtual machines, EC2 instance. We call it as a EC2 instance in AWS. So introduction to AWS EC2. benefits of using AWS EC2, Amazon EC2 use cases, Amazon EC2 pricing model, Amazon instance type, Amazon mission image, selecting EC2 instance, regions and availability zones, launching Amazon EC2 instance step by step. So what is the agenda, guys? The agenda is introduction to AWS EC2. So now you understood what is AWS EC2. EC2 is nothing but they are creating the virtual machines instances. Now you got it. So benefits of using AWS EC2. What are the benefits? We'll tell you. So under Amazon EC2 use cases. What are the use cases? So what are the pricing model? What are the pricing model? So right, for example, so startup. So you are trying to start a startup company. You are trying to start a one startup company. That startup company, the thought is nothing but a messaging. What is that? The thought is nothing but a messaging. You want to create an application for the messaging service. Messaging application. You don't know if it is successful or not. You don't know if it is successful or not. So as per your point of view, initially we took the low resource of the EC2 instances because of we are not paying much amount, and so the utilization of the EC2 instance also very minimal. How many people are accessing that instance? Startup company starting, so we created just a website. So if it is a popular, many people are accessing this website, but initially the minimal people. So that purpose, that perspective, the benefit. What are the benefits of using EC2? So perspective, the benefit is initially you can take the low resources. Can take the low resources. So while building the VM, so what are the resources we are taking? 1 CPU, 2 GB RAM. It will sustain for example, 100 people. So the 1,000 people are accessing your website. So it will affect on the CPU RAM, right? So if the people are accessing in our website, the pages, so it will be connecting to your server. So that time definitely they will take the CPU resources, CPU and RAM resources, right? So 100 people are accessing. Okay, we will take the minimal resources of EC2 instances. The people are increasing. So the people are increasing. We need to increase the resources also. We need to increase the resources also. So that is nothing but the beauty of the concept. The beauty of the concept is scale up, scale down. We can automatically scale up, we can automatically scale down. That is nothing but a elastic. So elastic, whenever you want, you can scale up. Whenever you don't want, you can scale down. That is the beauty of EC2. EC2. So now you understood the benefits of using EC2, right? So Amazon use cases. What are the use cases? So we can use small scale companies, large scale companies. So upper, something like level 3 CMM, level 3, level 4, level 5, something like they are using a huge amount. For example, Amazon, the e-commerce websites. How many people are accessing? Lakhs of seats. So how much resources we need? The CPU, RAM, how much servers we need, right? So, so the cost perspective, the use cases, Amazon, a big website, Amazon.com, Amazon.in is deployed under the AWS cloud. Netflix also deployed under the AWS, Airbnb, NASA, these all are deployed their websites in the Amazon cloud. Amazon cloud. Guys, understood? So EC2 pricing model. So if you are taking a low resources, the pricing will be minimal. If you are taking a big resources, something like low, medium, big, high. So right. So whatever you want, you can take it. In the data center, automatic scale up అవుతుంది, automatic గా scale down అవుతుంది. Understood? So yeah. So we need to analyze the real time. So whenever you are trying to learn, so this is EC2 instance. Why you are using EC2 instance? What are the use cases? If you know that, it will be easy to remembering, it is easy to understand, it will be easy to get the knowledge. Okay. So that's the reason. So every day I am giving a graphical approach, I'm giving the document approach, and I'm providing the real time also. Right? The concept will be in our mind. If you do this same, So you are also practicing multiple times. Definitely, you will grab a good knowledge. Understood? Very good, guys. Yeah. So EC2 instance type. What are the instance type? Slow, low, medium, high. So what is that? Resources. So if you take the resources, CPU, RAM, low, high, medium. So that is nothing but an instance type. What is instance type? In the instance type, we included the CPU, RAM. If you are taking a micro, medium, T2 micro, T2 medium, okay, small, T2 small. So that is nothing but a type. So that instance type is based on the resources. Resources is nothing but CPU, RAM. Resources is nothing but a CPU, RAM. So they are combined. They are combined CPU, RAM and provided as a instance type. Name it as a instance type. Instance type is nothing but a it is a CPU, RAM included. So instance type is nothing but a CPU, RAM is included. Okay. Amazon mission image. I already told you, right? So why we are provisioning a instance. So compared to the data center, compared to the cloud, so we are giving a within 5 minutes because of AMI. Because of AMI. AMI is nothing but a Amazon mission image. It's a template, already installed OS template. So what it is? So in virtual mission, so what is the template? OS. Template means a predefined OS. You see here, see, users, HP, VirtualBox, CentOS 9. No, it's deleted, I think. CentOS 9. You see. So what this is a virtual disk image. It's a AMI. So this is a already OS installed image. If you want to use it, you can use it. You can use it in this one, and you can launch another OS also. You can launch another OS also in the while creating the virtual disk. I already showed you, right? So while creating the virtual hard disk, so you are selecting the storage. You are taking a new storage, right? For example, so if you are creating a new instance, you select the hard disk file system. So use an existing virtual box image. What this is? This is a virtual box image. You can use it. So if you select this image, right? If you select this image, so VDA virtual disk image, use here. Yeah, you see, it's a virtual hard disk image. If you select it, so without OS installation, you can directly launch a instance within 5 minutes. Within 5 minutes. So that is the concept of. Now you understood the how it comes, the AMI how it comes. It's a predefined template, already OS installed template they are providing in the portal. If you select it, just click it, it automatically come easily. Okay. Next. So instance type is nothing but a CPU, RAM. Now you understand instance type is nothing but a CPU, RAM, and Amazon mission image. Amazon mission image is a virtual disk image in the virtual box. So it is a template. Which template it is a? It is a OS installed template. And selecting the EC2 regions. So in the data center, we are selecting the Hyderabad, we are selecting the Chennai, we are selecting the so in the cloud regions, so where we need to launch our EC2 instance. If you want to launch EC2 instance in the Mumbai region or APAC region, AMER region, EMEA region, you can select it. So North Virginia, North California. So you can select in the regions. Okay. So AWS regions and launching EC2 type step by step. You already know now how to launch a EC2 instance. But in the data center, how you are accessing your server? How you are accessing your server? Which credentials you are accessing your server? You logged in as a IP address. You are taking the IP address. So you something like someone is gave the username, password, and IP address. So you can able to log in, right? You are login as a, in the data center wise. You are login as a with credentials, password and username and password. That is the credentials. But in the cloud, you are not. So they are blocking that mechanism. You cannot connect via credentials, username, password. So they created a different approach. The approach is a public key, private key approach. So we can. So I will show you tomorrow how we can. So the task for you guys. What is the task is? So as of now we are connecting through username and password. So what you can do is, so we will connect. So we cannot access that server through password. Okay, you can block that one. You can block that root access with password. You can enable the public key authentication. What is that? You can enable the public key authentication. This is the task for you guys. You can do it on tomorrow. Okay, Sandeep, Kiran. Okay, so now you understood. So from tomorrow onwards, you cannot log in from the username. You can log in from only public key or private key. Okay, so through public key, you can create a public key and search it in the Google or YouTube or Google or YouTube. How you can create the public key and private key. So how we can connect through only public key or private key without password. Without password. Guys, understood? Yeah. Now you understood, right? So so by default, so how you are connecting your server through a route? By default, enabled. But CentOS 9, it's disabled by default. Root user is disabled by default, but we selected right in the SSH config. So we selected we selected it. So here also cloud also they are not accessing that server through root. They created their own user. If it is a Red Hat CentOS, we can use the EC2 user. How you can connect the server? Which user? EC2 user is the user to connect the server. How we can connect the server? Either password or public key or private key. Only public key and private key. They blocked the password authentication. They enabled the public key authentication. They disabled the root access. They enabled the normal user access. EC2 is a normal user. There are only two users. So one is a admin user, other one is a non-admin users. Who is admin user? Root is the admin user. Who are the other users? Hari, Ramki, Ravi, Sandeep, Kiran, EC2 user. These all are the normal users. So created a normal user and created a public key and private key, and we can connect to through they disabled the root key access, root password access. Root access they disabled, and they disabled the root password also. Okay, you know everything. You know everything. So it will be very easy. Introduction to Amazon EC2. EC2, Amazon EC2, which is also known as a Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud, provides a resizable computing cluster. What is that? Resizable, T2 micro, T2 medium, T2 small. Whatever you want, you can resize. We can resize. The traffic is low, you can reduce your resources. The traffic is medium, you can resize your to medium. Your traffic is high, we can resource it to, you can listen. You can resize it to whatever the traffic, you can resize it to that perspective. Okay, so provides a resizable computing capacity in Amazon Web Services. It is a simple web service. It is a simple web service. Service interface allows you to obtain and configure capacity with minimal friction. Okay, it provides you with complete control of your computing resources and lets you run on Amazon proven computing environment. So EC2 is the core service of AWS cloud platform and launched in 2006. When it was launched, I already told you, right, the origins of cloud. So in the 2006, they launched the AWS. 2008, they launched the Google and the Azure. So 2007, they launched in the Amazon launched in the Europe. First, they initiated in the US, then they added to the Europe, they added to the APAC, EMEA, AMR. Okay, so There are virtual servers also called as a instances. Virtual server is nothing but a virtual mission. Virtual server is called as a instance. Instance is nothing but a virtual mission, virtual private server. Okay. So you can use these instance paper use basis. So whenever you want, you can use it. So what is the slogan of cloud, guys? Pay as you go. Pay as you go. So whenever you use the server, that time only we can pay the money. That time only we can pay the money. Guys, understood? So benefits of using AWS EC2, easier and faster. You already know. So how much time it will take? 5 minutes, hardly 5 minutes we will take the. So Amazon EC2 reduces the time required to obtain and boot new server instances to minutes, allowing you to quickly scale a capacity both up and down, scale up, scale down as your computing requirement change. Okay. So elastic and scalable. This is most important, guys. What is that? So elastic, E is nothing but a elastic. ECS, EKS, EC2. Okay. E is nothing but a elasticity. We can scale up, scale down, scale up, scale down. Okay. So quickly added and subtract resources to applications to meet customer demand and manage cost. Avoid provisioning resources upfront for the project with variable consumption rates of the short lifetimes. High availability. So what is high availability? Amazon used to provide the developer tools to build their failure resilient applications and isolate themselves from the common failure scenarios. So cost effective. So definitely cost reduce, cost perspective, consumes only the amount of compute storage and IT resources as needed. What is that? So what they are taking the cost, they are cutting that cost for the compute storage, whatever the storage we are taking, right? 20 GB, 8 GB. So that storage only they will take it. So and the other IT resources needed. And no long-term commitment, minimum spend or upfront investment is required. So Amazon EC2 typical use cases. So where we can use that EC2 instance. Application hosting, website deployment, so content delivery, and e-commerce. What are the e-commerce sites, guys? Flipkart, Amazon. So media hosting. What is media? Enadu. So that right, media hosting, web hosting. So website hosting. EC2 price model. What are the price models? Free usage tier, guys. I will tell you this free usage tier. So free cloud services with AWS. So what are the free resources we need to use? Okay. Yeah. So three types of offers, guys. One is so free trials, 12 months free and always free. So we are using 12 months free. What is that? 12 months free. So more than 100 AWS products are available on AWS free tier today. Amazon 100 products. Three different types of free offers are available depending on the product used. Click an icon below, then explore the offers. For example, I want to take a 12 months free. So what they are providing? They are providing a compute. Compute is nothing but a EC2 instance. So how much they are providing? They are providing 750 hours. Guys, please remember this. So ensure. So whenever your work is done, right, you guys can terminate your instance or at least stop your instance. If the instance is running, they will only give a free tier of 750 hours. After that, they will charge the money. Okay. So remember this one. So Amazon S3 5 GB, RDS 750 hours, OpenSearch 750 hours, Amazon API Gateway 1 million, Comprehend 50K, 90 minutes, content delivery 19 minutes, EFS 5 GB, Elastic Block Storage 30 GB. So Elastic Block Storage is nothing but a EBS, Elastic Block Storage. So if you want to launch an instance, we need a storage. That storage is they are giving 30 GB. Okay. So we used only 30 GB. If you are cross the 30 GB, you will get the bill. It will chargeable. Okay, you will get a charge. Now you understood. So 30 GB, right? So now you understood. So it's a free tier account. It's a 12 months free account. Guys, you guys remember that whenever your work is done, right, you just terminate the instance. Terminate is nothing but a decommission. Okay. So whenever you want, you can launch it. It will be very easy, right? So within 5 minutes, within 1 minute, it will launch it. It will launch it. Now you understood, guys, why I am telling virtual mission, virtual mission, virtual mission, virtual mission. Now you got it? Sandeep, Kiran. Guys, got it? Right? Yes. So this is the a free tier account. Now you understood that you guys can sign up the free tier account. I already told you, right, guys, how you can sign up your AWS account. I already told you, right? Yep. Yes. So EC2 pricing model. I already told you, right? Free tier usage. So we are learning purpose. You guys can take free tier account only. Free tier account is sufficient for to learning AWS. Okay, on-demand instances. Stop and stop instances whenever you like. Costs are rounded up to the nearest hour. For example, you used a 2 hours 30 minutes. So 2 hour 29 minutes. So they will take the 2 hours 30 minutes. The pricing. Okay. Nearest one. Reserved instances. It's a reserved means they reserved for 3 years or 1 year. So it will not assign it to the other people. This is a reserved instances. So pay upfront 1 or 3 years in advance. Best price. Unused instances can be sold on the secondary market also. For example, you took that was not successful. So you already paid the money. You can give it to the Ravi, give it to the Sandeep. Ravi, give it to the Ramki because of Ramki is trying to explore or Ramki is trying to build a startup application in the AWS. You can give it to Ramki. Now you understood? Reserved instances. Pay upfront for 1 or 3 years in advance. Best price. Unused instances can be sold as an secondary market. Spot instance. What is spot instances? Specify the price you are willing to pay. What is that? Specify the specify the price you are willing to pay, and instances get started and stopped without any warning as marked as changes. Okay, dedicated instances, charges for the instances. Now you understood pricing model? Yeah. So free tier, pricing, okay. So how to launch also, So instance type. What is instance type? Map to the hardware specifications. What is instance type? Resources. What is resources? CPU, RAM. The classified based on the CPU, RAM, not storage. CPU, RAM. So choice of the instance type: standard, medium, micro, high memory, high CPU, high IO, cluster compute, cluster GPU. So instance type influences the performance and cost. If you take the high resources, the cost will be high. The performance also very good, right? For example, model vCPU. What did we call it as a virtual CPU? It's not a physical CPU, it's a virtual CPU. CPU, something like a T2 micro. If you took as instance type as T2 micro, so one CPU, T2 small is a one CPU, T2 medium, if you took as a T2 medium, two CPU. So the based on the memory, 1 GB RAM, 2 GB RAM, 4 GB RAM. Okay, use cases: development environment, build servers, code repositories, low traffic web applications, early product experiments, small databases. We can use these services: T2 micro, T2 small, T2 medium. Okay. So model M3 medium, M3 large, M3X large, M3 2X large. You see, guys, based on the CPUs, based on the CPU memory, it will change the instance type. So this small and mid-sized databases, data processing tasks that require additional memory, catching fleets, and for running backend servers for SAP, Microsoft SharePoint, and other enterprise applications. Okay, C3 large, C3X large, C3 2X large, C3 4X large, C3 8X large. You see, guys, the CPU and memory will be, you see, 32 GB RAM, 32 GB CPU, 32 CPUs, and 60 GB RAM. Right? So use cases: high performance front end fleets, web servers, on demand batch processing, distributed analytics, high performance chains, and another engineering applications, and serving batch processing, MMO gaming, and video encoding, and distributed analytics. What are those? So what are that? R3, R3X large, R3 2X large, R3 4X large, R3 8X large. Use cases. So we recommended memory optimization instances for high performance databases, distributed memory caches, in-memory analytics, genome assembly and analytics analysis, larger deployments of SAP, Microsoft, and something. So what is AMI? What is AMI? It's a server template or a VM image. I already told you, right? So AMI is nothing but a Amazon mission image. It's a predefined OS template. It's a predefined OS templates. It comes with the pre-installed OS and optional software. So AMI can be launched to create instances. It is a variety of pre-built AMS in catalog. Existing AMIs can be customized and saved building. So independent of a configuration, every AMI is a unique and identified. So there will be a ID, unique identification number. Okay. If you want to customize your own EMI, you can customize it. Something like we deployed a Tomcat Apache, Tomcat. So on the Tomcat, you install the Java, install the Tomcat. So OS installation is nothing but a AMI, right? So you can install the Java and Tomcat also. That take as a AMI and launch a 100 servers. We don't need to install the Java and Tomcat and 100 servers again. It's automatically come from the AMI, right? You can customize your own AMI also. Yes. So launching an Amazon EC2 instance step by step. So choose the region, availability zone, AMI, instance type, and security, networking. Right? So what is that? The same way. So here, resources, storage, networking, security here. It's already predefined environment. It's already a predefined environment. So launching an Amazon EC2 instance step by step. So how you can install? Something like you can take the EC2 instance, EC2, then key pairs. So then launch instance. This is the old guys. I will show you newer one. You can launch this instance type, security. Yeah, finally your instance is running this way. Guys, tell me your credentials. I will show you. So sign in as a root user account. I will tell you. I will tell you tomorrow, guys. Because of this need to be showcase something like different. I will show you. So we need to connect the AWS, either AWS console, AWS GUI or CALI also. Tomorrow I will show you. Okay. Guys, we'll continue from tomorrow. Kiran, Sandeep, did you understand? Sandeep.
Yes, bro. And